series more positive and uplifting. Once a week the scope's gifted. There's zero for fake, hydration like you shake. Don't focus on the day, we always here for you. MediaScope when you emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, don't make them yours. What we run is Olympic, now your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. MediaScope when you emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, don't make them yours. What we run is Olympic, now your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. Now you go on the ground with no award toys. This culture meets the art, podcast with the heart. Essence of the growth, the powers in the people. Without you we ain't equal, what we lack is ego. We're back now, so here we go. Run the show like Arsenio, episodic, our rituals, minds change to visual. Representation of our nation and its differences. Some explanation of our uniqueness and innocence. Mass media's intention is to desensitize. We raise the wise and knowledge is power. Without it we turn coward and proud of a known product. Like we could take it with us. I wish the greats were still alive and here with us. But it is what it is. We're left here share a gift and that's precisely what we'll do with it. Shape shift and fluidly we can pass this test and still in our unity, elevated through stress. Yes, MediaScope when you emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, don't make them yours. What we run is Olympic, now your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. MediaScope when you emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, don't make them yours. What we run is Olympic, now your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the livest media tech and pop culture party in the land. It is the last MediaScope of 2023. We're looking forward towards 2024. This is MediaScope, all things media, tech, and pop culture. Guess who I am? Well, yes, Dr. Tachi. That's exactly who I am. Media professor, filmmaker, media content producer, also a journalist. I'm going to get to those of you that are saying hey and everything in the chat in just a moment. We are here every week on, now see, I have to change this because we're all together. Back together again. We're all together at once on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitch, on YouTube, LinkedIn sometimes, but we're all back together at one time. So we're all at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Thank goodness for that. And guess what? If you happen to be watching me on the tubing of the U, why aren't you subscribed? Like and subscribe, please, because we're trying to grow the YouTube channel. So make sure you like and subscribe, and also turn on the notifications, lets you know when I am live. All right. Listen, we have a guest today, but before we get to the guesting, why don't we say hello? First of all, Shelly Shells is here watching on the tubing of the U on YouTube. What's up, Shelly Shells? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. And we have a bunch of folks that are also watching on the gram, as they like to call it, as the young folks like to call it. We've got Hannah Boyd Miller. Hey, Creed is here. Creed's classy bling bestie, sir. How are you? Good to see you. Miss Dawn Johns has also joined us, Events and Ideas, and the Monica has joined us. Killa Bravo, oh my gosh, month of Sundays. Sir, how are you? It is great to see you. Ray Renati, one of my favorite actors ever from the Bay Area, is here. Hey, Ray, fantastic record and film works. And hey, I am GT Brown. How are you? Good to see you, my dear. Also, ACB Therapist is here. And Love You Vibes, and more people are coming in. So you know what? Since we're all here, you know what I've got to do? I've got to give you the hug to let you know I appreciate you being here. You could be anyplace else. You could be twiddling your thumbs. Some of you could be working and should be working, but you're here with me, and that's what matters. So thank you. I appreciate you. So we are going to get to it. We have our guest, but she actually has a session tonight, so she's going to have to jump early. So we're going to get her in, shall we? Let's do it. Let's get her in. We're going to start this fantastic conversation. Hey, Jeanette, how are you? Jeanette, good to see you. And yeah, thank you for the hug. Love You Vibes. All right, so let's do this. Food Plane is here too. And he says, I didn't miss my hug. Yeah, you know what? I try to wait as long as I can because I know that you appreciate the hug, DS. Thank you. And he said he felt that. Thank you. I'm glad. I try to have it radiate through the screen. So we have a great guest who is a friend to the show, and she has been here before. So this is not her first rodeo. Why do people say that? If anybody knows, put it in the chat. I don't get it, but it's not her first rodeo. She has been here with us before, and we are super excited to have her back here again. Her name is Sha Cannon. And right after this, she is going to be on. Here we go. What is up, Sha Cannon? Shay, how are you?
Going on? I'm fine. I'm fine. And I think I want to answer your question. Why do we say this is not my first rodeo? Because I know how to ride.
And of course, you have the answer.
I know how to ride. Yes, I do.
You do know how to ride.
Let's just start it off.
Are we talking about horses here? I did.
Hey, we're talking about whatever fits.
Okay,
either way, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it.
Moving on. See, Shay is already coming in here cutting up, but we love it. That's why we love Shay. Shay, there are many of people who probably have not seen you before, especially if they're on the Instagram side. If you are on the other sides, you have seen that. Oh, by the way, give me a minute to say hello to everybody. I brought you on in haste, so just give me a minute to say hello to everybody. If you're watching on YouTube, what's going on? Thank you for being here. Facebook or Bookface, I see you both on my personal page and on the MediaScope page. For my personal page, hang tight for a minute because I have to get to it so I can see your comments, but I will acknowledge your comments. If you are watching on Twitch, what's up, Twitchers? That's what I'm calling you. I don't know if that's what you're really called. Whatever. What's up, Twitchers? If you are watching us on the gram, welcome to all of you. And for those of you who will be fortunate enough to watch or listen rather tomorrow on Gospel 107.1 FM in Nassau, Bahamas, and the rest of the Caribbean, we wish you a multitude of blessings. Thank you for being here. Let me remind you all, I don't have to tell you this, but go ahead, put comments and questions in the chat. If you have anything to ask Shay, she will be happy to answer. And believe me, this is the session that you want to ask questions because otherwise you will be paying a pretty penny. So with that, we are going to go back. I don't know why there we go. All right, here we go. Now we're both together.
All right. I'm back.
All right. So you know what? Will you do this? Will you greet everyone and then tell everyone a little bit about yourself, particularly for the people who are just encountering you for the first time?
Most definitely. That's my favorite topic. Let me talk about myself. Okay. So I'm Sha Cannon. I'm a fractional chief operating officer. I'm actually an award-winning, see this award right here? I'm an award-winning chief operating officer. I have an exclusive clientele of 6- and 7-figure CEOs. However, my real passion and my mission is to help entrepreneurs who are struggling and spinning their wheels to make their first 6 figures in business. I show them how to make the money and create time freedom. My freedom looks like living and working my business from anywhere in the world. I started this journey in Belize. I was in Mexico for 3 years. I was in Buenos Aires, Argentina for a year and a half, but I'm back in my favorite beach town of Playa del Carmen, Mexico. So that's who I am, and I'm glad to be here. I didn't even know there was a channel or a platform called Twitch, but I'm liking it. It allows me to say, what's up, Twitches? So I'm here.
That's what I get for telling you there is a platform called Twitch.
Yeah.
So, and I'm, you know what? Okay, let's just get to it. Let me see if there are any. Remember, if you have any questions or comments, we are definitely happy to entertain them. Let's see. First of all, food playing given the eyes that I was giving you. So
I see you, food playing. I see you.
Definitely. If you're not following her, this is someone you want to follow. Classic C Gems, what's up? Pumpkin spice season. It really is. How are you? Brian Young Creative is here. And B Pearl is here as well as Dea, the Dominican princess. Welcome. Or Dominican queen, I should say. Welcome.
Yes.
All right. So go ahead. First of all, let's talk about this because your whole thing is really about creating the life that you want to live as a CEO, as a business owner, and getting time freedom. That I know that's especially your thing, which is why you're able to live out your dreams where you live in Mexico. So tell us a little bit about how to create that time freedom. And I know it's different for everybody, but can you give us kind of like an overview?
It is. And I tell you, there's a good overview of some of the things I'm going to talk about today, right? Because we're going to talk about some 2024 trends in small business, because I want you small business owners to be ready for it. And one of those trends definitely has to do with time freedom. So I'm going to wait for the trends to tell you how to do it. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about what made me fed up with not having time freedom. And then you guys can use the comments to let me know, did you feel like this, right? Because I was a six-figure paralegal. In corporate America. I lived in Georgia. I worked at a Fortune 100 law firm in Buckhead. You know, if you know anything about Georgia and Atlanta, Georgia, Buckhead is the area that you want to be associated with, right? So I worked for a huge law firm. One thing that I understood was you can be great at your job. You can love what you do, and you can hate working. Right. And it usually has to do with leadership, you know, poor leadership. It usually has to do with office politics. It usually has to do with just unnecessary stress. So those types of things is what drove me back to my first love of entrepreneurship. So I got that love from my grandmother. When I was younger, growing up, she was a teacher. And back then, if you can't tell, I'm 52 years old. I know you can't tell because, you know, I'm gorgeous, but I'm 52 years old. And so my grandmother is in her 90s. And when she was teaching and she was furthering her education, and she got to the master's level because her goal was to be a principal, right? And so, of course, back then, they're not going to let a full Cherokee woman become a principal by any stretch of the imagination. So she dabbled into entrepreneurship. And so I grew up being a part of her, trying her hand at entrepreneurship, right? And I grew up with her encouraging me to do entrepreneurship. So little do some of you know, I've been an entrepreneur in one way or another since I sold candy in middle school, right? In fact, some of my favorite business lessons, I learned selling candy in middle school. I learned, you know, don't get high off your own supply. Have you heard that one? Well, I was talking about candy. Yeah, I learned that if you eat all your candy, you can't make money with it, right? So don't get high off your own supply. Then I learned, you know, you can sell all the candy and get money, but if you spend the money, you don't have anything left to reinvest back in your business, right? So I learned the difference between revenue and profit very early on, right? So some key business lessons I really learned early on, and I got that love of entrepreneurship from my grandmother. And what I understood early on was entrepreneurship was an avenue to freedom, right? It was an avenue to freedom. So I see the food plane says, yes, poor leadership is an issue in most businesses. Yes, it is. Because what they try to do, y'all, is they take the rainmakers, the people that can make the money in the business, and they try to make them leaders so that they can get little rainmakers, when that's not what leadership is about. Leadership is about people, right? And rainmakers most often are not people. So they make horrible leaders, but they make great people to teach you how to bring the money in, but they just shouldn't be leaders. So that's my idea of freedom. That's where it was born. And I'm going to tell you how to get your freedom later when we start talking about the business trends, if that's okay with you, Dr. Tachi.
Oh, of course. Look, this is your conversation. I'm just here to facilitate, honestly, because I really I need for more of us to win next year. I'm tired of seeing people just not winning. And, you know, certain people win, evil people seem to win, but the people that are really plugging away at their businesses, really trying to do something for themselves and their families, seem to never be able to quite get ahead. But sometimes it's due to their own error, right? And so I kind of want to talk a little bit about that as well. But you know what? Let's do this. Let's dive into the trends, because I feel that we're going to have a part 2 next year. But let's dive into trends. Yeah.
Well, look, since you said it's my show, let me go ahead and take the reins. I told you I'm a writer. I can write.
Okay.
So let's talk about the post-recession right now, right? Because what we know is very hard for small businesses, especially right now. So if you have been in business over the last couple of years and you're still in business, congratulations, right? You survived, because there are a lot of businesses right now that did not survive, okay? Because we went from iOS changing the face of marketing into a pandemic, which for some businesses put them out of businesses, other businesses thrived, but even those that thrived, some of those were taken down by the recession, right? And what we know is, they were trying to cover it up at first, right? Oh, we're not in a recession, but eggs is $42, gas is $100 a gallon. That US dollar was not stretching the way that it should have, right? And even though I wasn't living in the US during the recession or the pandemic, I knew the impact, right? When I would come back home to the US, that impact hit you in the face right away. Okay, so now that we have passed the recession, what's happening now is the people who have survived, the people who have made a way to stay relevant in business, but their customers, right? What's happening with customers and clients is everybody's holding that money close to the chest, right? They barely survived the recession. Did you know there was a home crisis, a housing crisis during the recession? People who were renting were trying to re-up their leases and people wanted all this money. And so it's so much going on that even your clients, your potential clients and customers, they're holding their money close. It's harder to make the sale during a recession, right? There are some industries that, they do well anyway, but most of us don't qualify for that, right? So what we found is we weren't making as much money. Well, now we're kind of out of the recession. However, this post-recession period, y'all, is still not the growth period, okay? It's still not the growth period. People are still kind of scared to spend too much money. Okay, so during this post-recession time, this is what I want small business owners to do. I have 4 things I want you to make a priority during this time. The first thing is I want you to become a part of more conversations. Okay, become a part of more conversations. You have to stand up and be an expert, be an authority, and be a thought leader during this time, because when they rev back up and start spending, they're going to spend with the people that they respect, like, and know and trust already. They're not looking for new people when they get ready to start to spend their money, right? So now is the time, while you have downtime, to stand up, right? Be more visible and be a part of more conversations. In fact, I challenge you to start the conversations, all right? So that's what I want you to do. Now is not the time to be silent. Now is the time to be more visible, be a part of more conversations, okay? Be the brand, be the front facing of your small business, all right? Now, the next priority I want you to do is I want you to have an adaptable business model, okay? An adaptable business model. Now, what do I mean by that? Everybody can't have high ticket offers, okay? Right now, I need your business to make money. So if those clients who are high ticket are few and far between, don't starve your business waiting for the next high ticket person, right? I need you to be making money all the time. So we need to adapt our business models to offer some, I'm not going to say cheaper, I'm going to say more affordable offers, okay? Now, you can do that in 2 different ways. Let me explain it to you. You can do DIY, DWY, and DFY, right? So DIY is do it yourself. And that is historically, the lower costing area and group of business to give, right? Then you have DWY, that's done with you services, okay? Even if it's a product, there's something that's a white glove service that goes with that, that's a little touch, but in a group, okay? So done with you services. I'm going to walk along with you as you do it. Okay. Then the top one, of course, is your high ticket done for you service. And that's because everything's done for them. They just give you the money and they get back a deliverable, right? So that's the high ticket service. So those are 3 levels. If you are doing done for you or a high version of done with you, I want you to look at doing a more affordable version of done with you and see if we can sprinkle in some do-it-yourself stuff in there. Okay. That's one way to kind of diversify that business model. Another way is if everything you do is done with you, that's fine. But you can give different levels of access for your done with you that will make it be varying pricing tiers. Okay. So you don't have to change. Is it DIY, DWY, or DFY? You can have all done with you or all DIY or all done for you, but in varying tiers of pricing. Okay. So that's another way to diversify, because what we're trying to do is our ideal client that would have given us top dollar, is not giving top dollar right now. And we can't wait for the very few people that give us the rare opportunity to serve them at a highest level for top dollar. So diversify. Okay. The next thing
I don't want to interrupt you. I don't want to,
Yes.
sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, but does that work for products and services? Because when we say DIY, I always think of or done for you. I always think of, okay, a service, but how does that work with products?
So I specialize in service. So y'all are going to talk about service most often, but how you can do this with product-based businesses is DIY is of course the kit where they put it together themselves, right? DWY might be where you help them put it together in some level of access, right?
Okay.
So we can go to Home Depot. Home Depot has these workshops on Saturday mornings where they're going to show you how to do something. So you're getting a little more access and you feel like you're doing it with them. Or you can have the kind where they may have these demos, right? Or these online sessions where they teach you how to do it. So think about if you bought ingredients of food, and right, and they say, hey, come cook with me, right? You buy the ingredients for them and then y'all get on together and y'all do it together. So that's done with you, even with product based. Done for you is that could look something like construction where you buy the goods and they build the house, right? Or that could be something like automobiles repair where you buy the part and they're going to put it on, right? So there are varying levels of even product base. Some of them, some of these products that you guys are getting off Amazon have varying levels, right? So even where you're getting your bundles of hair, right? Some of the people who sell hair are also beauticians that can do your hair. Yeah, so there's done for you, done with you, all of that with product base also.
Okay. So really quickly, before we get to number 3, Events and Ideas is saying that you're talking her love language over on Instagram, DFY and Tears. Tech Mommy is here. What's up, Tech Mommy? Dina, how are you? Also, for those of you in the chat, how many of you have small businesses? Please put that in the chat because I'm interested to know. So, and hopefully this is helpful for you. Chakra, what's up? How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so now number 3. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
I love it. I love it. You know, I love the interaction. So number 3, the priority as a small business you should have in this post-recession time. The third priority is you need to be excellent at what you do. Okay. Some of y'all out here giving small businesses a bad name. And that's why people don't want to do business with us, other small businesses, because you're out here giving bad business, bad service. Food Plane said it, right? He said, I hate a business that gives bad customer service, right? And when I see that, he's saying, I blame poor management. And it is, right? So you should be giving excellent customer service, whether you have a team or whether it's you. Be excellent at what you do, because let me tell you, right? I specialize in service-based business, and I specialize in getting them to their first 6 figures, right? You can get 6 figures simply off of word of mouth if you're excellent at what you do, right? So I coach small businesses to their first 6 figures, but I'm a fractional COO who does done-for-you services inside of businesses. Right? I manage teams, I manage the business, all of that. And guess what? I've never had to advertise that. And I made 6 figures in just my service alone, right? Because I stand in excellence and I service my clients in excellence. And what happened was people started to recognize that some of their business besties needed somebody like me in their business. Or they would be around other businesses, masterminds, group coaching, all of these other atmospheres, right? And then they would hear people say they had these problems. And they would be like, I don't have that problem. My COO handles that. And they would be like, oh, who is your COO? And then that person becomes my client. So be excellent at what you do and have integrity, please. Please give the people what they pay for. Give people what they pay for. It's not people's fault that you don't have a team. It's not people's fault that you find yourself not having time or life is lifing. Get systems in place, okay? Because you give people what they pay for. Have integrity, right? So now, the 4th strategy of what I want you to make a priority during this post-recession time is I want you to be more efficient, okay? Just like your customers and your clients, you need to be holding your money close to the chest. Okay, so what are you paying for that you shouldn't be? Some of y'all are tech hoarders. Let me tell you how I know y'all. Some of y'all are tech hoarders. You're always on AppSumo and all of these different places trying to get these little lifetime things. You know, the little ads on Facebook is tricking you. So you buying it. I'm going to use that one day, but you haven't used it yet. So you wasted money, right? I need you to be a little more efficient. Okay. I need you to look at your structure and I need you to see, do you have any waste in that structure? Okay. Tighten up your processes and your systems. Cut the fat, do an audit of all of your expenses. If you're not using that stuff now for where your business is now, right? Let me give you an example. Some of y'all see other people making money doing webinars and you swear you're going to do a webinar. You went ahead and bought that webinar platform, ain't did a webinar yet. 2023 is almost over. So
Preach.
I need you to look, Twitches. I need you to let that stuff go. Okay. So
let that stuff go.
Yes. Be more efficient, right? So those are your 4 priorities as a small business during this time for sustainability. So what you're going to do is you're going to be a part of more conversations. You're going to be more adaptable with your business model. Okay. You're going to be excellent at what you do and you're going to be more efficient. Okay. Now, Dr. Tachi, do you want me to go straight into these 2024 trends or do you want to talk a little bit about this post-recession priorities?
I want to talk a little bit really quickly because there's some comments first that people had. So the food plane, and I knew this. Why did I not know this? I need some of your food plane. So he says before the pandemic, he had a restaurant consulting business LLC, and he's restarting it in April. The leadership coach says that he is launching a small business right now. Fantastic. Yes. And wait a minute, somebody else.
I'm loving this. I love it. And if you're talking, Dr. Tachi, you took yourself out and we don't hear you. But I'm loving everybody that's owning the businesses. That is my passion. I eat and sleep business.
Don't know what happened, but somebody else said, and you know, I could have just stayed backstage and watched you, you know, but
I told you, I know how to ride. I can take the reins.
The leadership coach said, Sha Cannon is on fire. And that she is. I mean, if you don't know Sha, get to know Sha. Let's go over to Instagram because somebody, ACB therapist asks, is pondering this, but I'm taking this as a rhetorical question that we're kind of going to answer. She says, thinking about how I can use this great info as a psychotherapist in private practice.
Oh, yeah. So I'll tell you, as a psychotherapist, and I have a lot of business besties that happen to be in that therapeutic realm is what I'll call it, right? So as a therapist, you need to be part of more conversations, right? Some people don't know what therapy is. They don't understand that it's a tool. They don't understand that their life is cycling out of balance and getting away from them. And they're in these cycles of depression because they don't have the right tools. You need to stand up and educate people and start conversations and help them to understand where therapy comes. Now, I'm not quite sure what psychotherapy is, right? I just know it's a part of therapy. So you need to educate even me on what psychotherapy is, right? When would I use that? Why is that valuable to me? Right? So stand up and have conversations around that so that we know what that is and when we need it, right? As far as your business model, we already know that, again, I'm going to act like this is clinical therapy because I don't know what psychotherapy is. So what we know about clinical therapy is insurances are not paying y'all a lot. Right? Y'all spend all that money on all that education. You got all this knowledge and insurance is always trying to cut you down and negotiate you down. Right? So you're better off taking, cash in private practice. But even taking cash, let's sell, a package of sessions, right? If we can sell a package of sessions where we get a lump sum of money up front, we can bring the price down a little bit, right? So that's how you can adapt it a little bit. Of course, you already know how to show up in excellence. I don't have to tell you how to do your job. But to be more efficient, I don't know if you have a brick and mortar, but that's, overhead. Let's see if we can lower that overhead. Let's see if we can look at some of the platforms that we use and some of the resources that we use. Are there cheaper versions of those that can serve us well, right? So you too can audit your expenses. So nobody is exempt from any of these 4 things that you need to be doing as a priority during this post-recession time. So I hope that was helpful.
It helped me. If nothing else, it helped me. Let's take some more comments and then we're going to get right into the trends.
Let's
Sundry,
do it.
how are you? My soror, who I got to see last week. Good to see you. Who lives in the Tampa area. Best shower soap. Yolanda is here. Beautiful Reflections has joined us. Bestie says this: psychotherapy, sometimes called talk therapy, refers to a variety of treatments that aim to help a person identify and change troubling emotions, thoughts, and behaviors. Most psychotherapy takes place, and it cut off. You could put the rest in. And look who is here. Oh my goodness. The person who I really admire who has joined us, Dr. Boyce Watkins, is in the house. What's going on, Dr. Boyce? Thank you so much for joining and coming in. I was able to lead a conversation on his platform just yesterday, which is why I had to jump yesterday. So thank you for being here, Dr. Boyce. Charlene Austin is here. Jen B is here. My cousin from Birmingham in the UK, Ikechi, is here. Hello, and it's late in England right now, so thank you for being here. Tu Diva is here. Eyes on Me is here, and Between the Game. Hey, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Blessed to have Aiden, and Tamika Briscoe is here. Welcome. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We are going to get right into these trends.
Dr. Tachi, you know who else is here?
Who's here?
Terry Johnson Online. Now, is that my Terry from Biz Chicks, Terry?
Yes, Biz Chicks Terry. Yes, she is here. Here we go. Yes, Terry Johnson Online, who is the assistant queen of food truckery, says, loving the content. Yes, Terry is amazing. Absolutely. Yes, I love her. And she also says, don't assume that the public knows what you do. Amen. Exactly. You can't use the same. Content. Exactly. You can't use the same ruler to measure everybody's knowledge because you have it. Absolutely. Exactly. All right. So let's get, because we have like 10 minutes. So let's get into these trends. Let's talk about the trends. Go ahead.
Well, your cousin is from Birmingham, Alabama, and I'm sorry, Birmingham and London, but I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. Some country, I talk fast, so we'll get it. I promise you, we're going to get all of it, okay? So I want to tell you about, so now is a time of year where all of the experts are giving you trends, right? Trends in their industry. And me being an expert, so let me tell y'all how I'm not modest at all. I'm a genius. Y'all are geniuses. No question about it, right? But I'm a genius in my own right. And so as an expert also, I have gathered together the trends that I feel like are going to be hugely effective for small businesses in 2024. Okay. So I want you to listen to these and start thinking about how can you leverage them in your business for business success next year. Okay. So the first thing that I want to tell you that I'm predicting that has to do with post-recession, right? And that is there's going to be sustainability versus growth, at least in quarter one of 2024. You're still not going to kind of be in that growth phase at the first quarter of 2024. So I need you to go back to your priorities for the post-recession and make sure that you're putting these things in place for quarter one of 2024 so that you can make sure you are sustainable. Okay, that's the name of the game for Q1. Be sustainable, get stable. Okay, you're not making as much money as you wanted to, as you used to. So what is the new forecasting looking like? And how are you still going to survive? Okay, so you can use the 4 strategies I talked about for post-recession, but that's the first trend. You need to be focused on sustainability and not quite growth. Now, I also predict that growth is going to start coming back around the end of Q2. That's why you need to start getting those conversations, okay? So that when they start back buying, you are top of mind. All right. The next prediction that I have is that relationship building is going to be huge, okay? It is going to be huge. Now, conversations, I want you to have them. You need that visibility. However, they're not going to be enough. Okay, so you need to be making connections. Okay, you need to be creating and nurturing relationships. This is going to be a huge thing. In fact, what it's doing right now as a trend is it's beating out, as organic marketing, it's beating out paid marketing, right? So gone are the days right now. If you haven't already built your tribe, right? You don't already have your fanatical fans around here, then guess what? It's no longer that whoever has the biggest Facebook ad budget can make the most money. It's not about that anymore. Okay. So you got to build these relationships. It's time now for traditional marketing. Okay. All the shortcuts have closed down. Sorry. iOS, blame them, blame the recession. But all of those quick paths, they're closing down. We have to go back to traditional marketing. And what marketing is traditionally is relationship creation and nurturing and building. Okay. Now, I want you to build 3 types of relationships. Okay. I want you to create and nurture community. Why? So that you can serve and build trust. Okay. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to create and nurture a network. Why? Because that's where you're going to get your resources and your referrals. Okay. Then I want you, last but not least, I want you to create and nurture partnerships. Why? Because you can cross-pollinate each other for revenue opportunities. Okay. So focus on those 3 relationship building, those 3 relationships to create and nurture. All right. Now, the third trend that I see is something that I am heavily immersed in. I hear about it. I know how to use it, but I have to remember sometimes that I'm in a bubble, right? As an expert in business, I'm in a bubble. Not everybody understands what AI is, right? How to use it, how transformational it could be for your business and for your clients. But technology, and mainly AI, is going to do nothing but become more mainstream in 2024. Okay. So they have a saying that's going out there right now, because there are a lot of people that are afraid of AI, just like they used to be afraid of the microwave. Y'all remember when the microwave first came out? I told y'all I'm 52. I told you I'm 52. You remember when the microwave first came out and people were saying, you know, that you're going to get radiation poisoning from the microwave in your home. Well, a lot of people are afraid of AI because they don't know it. They haven't spent the time to get to know it and see how they can use it. Now, AI will not replace you unless you're not using AI. Now, the funny thing about it is AI is really a tool for experts. It's not really a tool for novice people. They don't even know how to prompt engineer right. And I have a saying for that, trash in, trash out. Okay. So they don't know how to use it right. And there's more AI than just Chat GPT, but that's my favorite. I call him my boyfriend because he gives me so much. I love him. Okay. But this is how I want you to think about technology and AI. I don't know if you heard if you watched the movie Hidden Figures, right? So we had Taraji P. Henson playing Miss Kathleen, who we know that they would have never got to the moon without her mathematics, right? But another key character in that movie was Octavia Spencer. Okay, Octavia Spencer. She led a team that did a whole bunch of calculations, and she got wind that they had a computer that they were going to use to replace them. What did Octavia do? She went and learned how to work the computer and fix the computer. She learned how to do it before they did. And she was therefore able to take over the use of the computer and train her team on the use of the computer. Because again, technology is for experts. Right? It does not replace the expertise. It's a tool of expertise. All right. Okay, cool. So that was the third one. The fourth one is what Dr. Tachi asked me about when I first got on. And that is, there is going to be more of a trend of time freedom. Time freedom, y'all. Most people became an entrepreneur for some type of freedom. But also most people have the worst job ever in their own business, and they are their own worst boss. Right? Your boss, which is you, don't allow you breaks. Your boss, which is you, don't let you take regular lunch breaks. Your boss, which is you, don't give you off days, don't give you an end time, right? Don't give you vacation. You're the worst boss you ever had. And think about how much you complained about corporate America. All right. But time freedom is coming back, right? So that hustle, the hustle gang, and that team no sleep, people are now understanding that health really is wealth. You making all that money and can't do nothing with it, right? You making all that money and don't have memories that's going to sustain you when you can't work no more, right? Time freedom is the name of the game. Now, some of y'all may not believe in work-life balance, but I don't care. You better balance it, harmonize it. You better do something, but you're not supposed to have a business to work. Work is not supposed to be your life. Right. And trust me, I love business and I have to pull myself
I'm sorry.
away.
Can you say that one more time for
Which
the people
one?
sitting in the back?
What
You
did.
You did. Work is not supposed to be what you said?
Yeah, work is not supposed to be your life. It's supposed to fund your life. That's the second half of that, right? Work and business is not supposed to be your life. It's supposed to fund your life. So what is it funding exactly? What kind of life are you living? Are you having moments worth memories? Because that's going to be what sustains you as we get older. That's going to be what sustains you as we look back on life, right? So yes, time freedom. Now, Dr. Tachi, I need permission because as you know, you have this amazing network coming called Indie Soup, right? And
Yes.
on that network, I might have a little showy show. Can I talk about that a little bit?
If you don't talk about it, I was going to get you later. So yes, please, please do talk about it.
Okay, so let me take you back to my time freedom, right? Again, I live and work my business from anywhere in the world. I'm currently in Mexico. I live 3 blocks from the Caribbean Sea. I'm loving my life. I'm living my best life, right? And so what I have found is as I'm working in the business of CEOs and as I am coaching entrepreneurs, y'all don't know how to have time freedom. And it has to do with a lot of things, right? It has to do with boundaries. It has to do with structure. It has to do with the use of technology and having teams. It has to do with a lot of stuff. So when Dr. Tachi asked me to be a part of the network, I didn't want to give y'all tips like I'm giving you today. I wanted to give you tips on how to design your CEO life. Okay, how to design your CEO life. So the name of my show is Design Your CEO Life, because I want to see more entrepreneurs and business owners living a life that is funded by the business, living a life that is worthwhile, right? So on my show, y'all know I love talking about me and my stuff. So on my show, Design Your CEO Life, I'm going to be sharing stories and strategies to lead you on a journey to becoming an architect of your own CEO life. And I want to spill a few little beans, okay? Because I think y'all have,
like beans.
I'm just saying, we're friends now, right? Because, I walk in every room as myself. That's another one of my freedoms, okay? So we're friends now. We're family, right? So let me tell you about some of these episodes. The first episode is called Reverse Sugar Baby. I got to tell y'all about this dating life I have as an expat in these other countries. So I'm going to share that. And we're going to talk about dating, right? I have one called The Trap. The Trap. I'm going to leave that for itself because I want you to wait on the episode.
Wait.
Hey,
the Trap, TRAP?
Yes. The Trap.
How very Atlanta of you. Keep going.
I know. I got infused. T.I. love them. But yes, The Trap. And last but not least, I have an episode that's called Team F Them Kids. Okay? Because some of y'all, doing more than loving your kids. You're allowing your kids to ruin your life. And so we're going to talk about that, right? So it might be a little bit about some boundaries and setting some expectations and things. But yeah, I can't wait to share this with you guys. I got to go ahead and get my episodes into Dr. Tachi before she kicked me off the network. But we're going to get it done. And I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys do watch the show. I hope you enjoy the show. But more importantly, I hope that you design your CEO life.
I like how you did that. You kind of got other people on your side so that I can't come and get you. Very smart. Touche, Sha Cannon.
Yes.
Touche.
I need help.
We got you. We got you.
Okay.
Oh wait, was that all your
I see
the
all
trends?
the good comments.
Oh, did we freeze? I think Shay froze. I know that she's been having an issue with her internet a little bit there. So Shay, is she frozen for you all? Let me know. I think she's frozen for me. So here, I'm just going to go ahead and go full screen. Shay, as soon as you go out, you know what I want you to do? Because I know you have to go out and come back in, and then we can say goodbye to you. So any case, let's take some comments as we're waiting for Shay to come back. Okay, so leadership's coach said, yes, she is frozen for you. Okay, good. Okay, well, and speaking of, wait, I saw her come back in. There she is. All right, let's add you to the stage. All right, welcome back.
Look, my bad. I don't know who that was. I don't know if that was StreamYard. I don't know if it was my internet, because Mexico be Mexicoing 3 blocks from the beach. Let me tell you.
And that's what I was telling them, because I know you had been having some issues with it. But continue on. Was there more to the trends, or shall we?
That was it. That's why I
That
gave
was
them the
it.
invitation to join me on the show. So I gave you 4 priorities for your post-recession in your business. I gave you 4 trends to watch for and leverage for your business in 2024. And then I gave you an invitation to join me for Design Your CEO Life. It's going to be fun, I promise.
Fantastic, fantastic. So I know that you have to get going, but before
I
you
do.
do, we want to say thank you for coming on. So I'm doing this on air so that you can't tell me no. I want to
Okay.
have you back on as the first guest for season 9 next year, so that we can continue this conversation, because I
Yes.
know there's so much more. And I'm
Yes.
not even asking you; I'm volunteering you that
You don't have to. Anything that puts the spotlight on me is a yes. You understand that?
there you
Yes.
go.
Spotlight is my
Absolutely.
love language.
There we go. There we go. Lots of love languages, and one of them is spotlight. So, but I'm happy to give you the spotlight because you're absolutely amazing. We're going to let you go, and we will see you February 9th, I believe, is that first Wednesday in February. That's when we'll be back. And so you'll be our first guest. We'll make it happen offline.
Thank you.
Thank
See
you
you
so
guys.
much, Shay. Love you for watching, or love you for coming on, and we'll see you next time.
All righty.
All right. All right. That wasn't that amazing. And there's so much more that Shay is amazing. I forgot to ask her how she wants to be contacted. But if you go to ShaCannon.com, well, let me finish telling you all. So if you go to ShaCannon.com, she has a blog, a daily blog that she has blog posts with a lot of the stuff that she talked about today, and the trends. We've been talking about trends, and she has a group on Facebook. And I would encourage all of you to join this because the information we get is unparalleled. So on Facebook, her name is Sha Cannon, and the group is called Unlock Your First 6 Figures. Join the group. And like right now, we're like in the middle of a challenge. The group is so active and there's so much good information. Every morning, she does blog talk at 8 a.m. Eastern. So you get to get some little nuggets and gems, right, that come from the blog. So you can read ahead. But then she does the Unlock Your First 6 Figures morning show that you can watch in the group on Facebook. And also you can join on the Zoom chat not every morning, Monday through Thursday, right? So Monday through Thursday. And if you want more gems like this, please join us. And again, Shay is SHA apostrophe and then Cannon. The group on Facebook is Unlock Your First 6 Figures, completely free. She's amazing. She's amazing. Let's take some comments before we head off, because I'm also in that challenge. So I knew that it was going to be a thing, but she so graciously agreed to come on before she had to get into the challenge. D Carpio is here. Hello, D. How are you? And Terry, thank you for all the information. She says, amazing show as always. Thank you. Thank you. We're not quite done yet. We're almost done, but not quite done. Food Plane said that was fantastic, wasn't it? And we're going to have her back because I know that you all probably have so many more questions. And I would encourage you to not only join the group, not only to listen to her in the mornings, but I would also say to get questions ready for when she comes on again. So if you were like, hey, I probably had a question, but I couldn't think of it, make sure that you have it ready for the next time. And of course, you can always ask her Monday through Friday. She's amazing. Yeah, this was an appetizer for real. I see what you did there, Food Plane. I see what you did there. That was amazing. Leadership coach, thank you so much for being here. Let's take some comments from the gram. Chef Mommy is here. Hello. Rashawn Vincent says, I always bring awesome guests. Thank you. I try. Listen, because what would it be like if I brought you terrible guests? I would never. I always, if somebody comes on the show, that means that they are going to be interesting and or helpful for you, which is why they're here. And since we're going into next year, I really want us to win. You don't understand how tired I am of seeing people not winning. So if I can do something to help that through a guest, I'm telling you, if you don't join, if I don't see you all join this, do it. She is amazing. And if you're wondering how to level up in business, she is the person that you definitely want. You're so mad. No, that's okay. We're going to have the replay up, and definitely do it because there are some points you want to write down. Definitely. Fenton says, hello, Fenton. Bestie says that this was very helpful. Good. I'm glad it was helpful. All Me Robinson. You know what, All Me? I've been calling you Almer Robinson for the longest time, and you graciously have said nothing. Thank you for allowing me to save face, and I'm just wiping that face away. So All Me Robinson. Pammy Pam, hello, how are you? And I'm just going back to see, not the Fat Man Scoop song. Anyway, events and ideas. How much is it to be on the network? There is no cost to be on the network. You just have to apply. So if you go to indiesoupmedia.tv, there's an application. Scroll to the bottom. There's an application form, and you can apply. And from there, we can have a conversation about your program. DM's place is having a good time and laughing. DM, I said hey to you in the comments, but I knew you were driving, so you may not have seen it. But hey, DM, how are you? Let's see. Who said trapping ain't easy? See, with you all, I cannot. I'm definitely gonna have to cut what I just said out for Gospel 107 tomorrow. But anyway, I think I got everyone. I think I did. Does anybody have any other questions that I can answer business, but anything that I can answer that you may have a question about? Because it is 7:00 and I am going to let you all go. This is, let me just say, this is the last show of 2020. Oh, sorry. Charlene Allen is here over on Facebook, my personal Facebook, as is, and Shawana is saying to follow Sha Cannon. Absolutely. Carlos Phoenix, what's up? How are you? And Teray Ward and the Operation F&M kids. Absolutely. Teray, it is so good to see you. Carlos Phoenix, perhaps. Oh, goodness. Okay. So Tashana Baker, hello to you too over on my personal Facebook page. You all are so amazing. I am so happy to be here every Wednesday with you all. I'm even happier that everybody can be here at the same time and I don't have to talk for 2 hours. I could just do the one. If I decide to do 2 hours, it's of my own accord to everyone. But yes, this is the last show of 2020. What is this? 2023. We'll be back February of next year, whatever that first Wednesday, and I believe it's either the 7th or the 9th. Whatever that first Wednesday is when we will be back, and we have our first guest already. So make sure that you come prepared with questions. Maybe some of you all will have started a business or in the beginning stages of starting a business by then. So that can be helpful for you. Let's see. Oh, All Me says happy holidays. Yes, happy holidays to you all. I was looking for my reindeer headband and I don't know where it is. That was what I was going to wear on my head. No worries. My hair's not really done anyway, so had it is. I would have had to do a bun if I was doing that. Sundry says, all right, vacay time. Yes, you all know I go straight through, so I need a little bit of a break. Dr. Tyra, happy holidays to you. Happy holidays to everyone. All right, so please, if you have not, go to Facebook, join Unlock Your First Six Figures. She is amazing. If you're looking to get some business sense and you don't know where to start, or you're already in the midst of a business and you're wondering how to get to that next level, Shay is the person. So again, also Unlock Your First Six Figures every morning. First the blog talk, then the morning show, and ShaCannon.com. You can read all her blog posts and see everything that she's doing. She's amazing, but we'll have her back. All right. I think that is it. Any questions before I leave? Chakra, I'll see you in February as well. Thank you. Saying enjoy my holiday. Absolutely. But I'll be back. And I need the time to, get Indie Soup up and running as well. And by the way, you know what? This is what we're going to do. Oh, Food Plane said we will miss you. I'll miss you guys as well. Oh, MB Online says you love the fit. Thank you. I was in sweats all day, but as soon as I come on, well, with sweatpants and a t-shirt. But as soon as I come on, I have to be correct for you all. D. Carpio says, happy holidays to all of you. Yes, February. I will be back in February. Oh, because it sounds, he's saying February. Yeah. Because I don't usually take a break. I just keep going. And before, I used to say, okay, I'll be back in 2 weeks. And then it would just be like, 50 something episodes. But I was like, you know what? We're going to start taking longer breaks. So I absolutely take a break. And I'll be back in February. So this is the last show. I know you meant it politely. No worry. Yes, February. Absolutely. And Terry Johnson says for everyone to have a great break. Before we go, I am going to go ahead. You know that Indie Soup Media will be coming soon. We are just in the final stages of the tech end of it. So you know what? In honor of that, how about we do the splash video? Here we go. We are Indie Content Redefined. We will be coming to you shortly. You'll be able to watch us on Roku, on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, on our website, indiesoupmedia.tv, and also soon to be in the metaverse on Spatial. So look out for that. And with that, wait, do we have more comments before I go? Yeah, I think, no, we're good. All right, guys. So I'm going to say to you, happy holidays. Thank you so much for all of your support in 2023. And I look forward to seeing you all again in 2024. So we're going to end the way we always do. I love you for watching. I bid you adieu. You guys, myself, and this great information that Sha Cannon gave us. Let's all exit stage left. Until next year, my friends. Cheers. Bye.
Close the doors, walk across the corridor. We got something to show you. Media is our repertoire. Fed with the same news, no channel to use. Cruise control mentalities. Here we offer you. We can show you other way. The content it never stays. We're positive and uplifting. Once a week the scope gifted. There's zero fake. Hydration like Boucher. Don't focus on a date. We always here for you. MediaScope when you emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, don't make them yours. What we run is the limit, now your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. MediaScope when you emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, don't make them yours. What we run is the limit, now your hands